As a child growing up in Buenos Aires during the 1940s, Jorge Bergoglio was captivated by the skill of a butcher in the local market. Watching the man's precise and efficient cuts fascinated him, and for a time he imagined himself in the same trade, admiring both the craftsmanship and the financial stability it seemed to offer. Later, he considered becoming a doctor, then shifted toward chemistry. In high school, he studied food science at a state-run chemistry institute, where he once worked on analyzing chocolate for signs of rancidity, though he humorously admits that he indulged in quite a bit of it during testing. Pope Francis candidly recalls a youthful misstep when he bullied a classmate at his chemistry institute, knocking him unconscious during a fight. His father insisted he apologize to the boy at his home. Decades later, as Archbishop of Buenos Aires, Francis encountered him again, now an evangelical minister and a kind family man. Throughout his life, he has reflected on past actions he wishes he had handled differently. One particular memory still weighs on him. As a young student, he insisted a classmate pay for damages to his borrowed bicycle, later realizing he had been unfair and uncharitable. Another regret involves an elderly priest, a family friend whom he unintentionally hurt twice, once by denying his request to take a photo of the Bergoglio family before the Pope's father passed away, and later by failing to wake the priest on his deathbed to say goodbye. A life-changing confession at the age of 16, Jorge experienced an unexpected spiritual calling. While running an errand for his mother, he felt a sudden urge to enter a church he was passing. Inside, he met a priest he had never seen before and was inexplicably drawn to confession. The priest's kindness left a lasting impact, and from that moment he knew he was destined for the priesthood. His mother, however, was not initially supportive. Upon discovering theology books in his room, she reminded him that he had once wanted to be a doctor. "I still do," he replied, "but for souls." Even so, she refused to accompany him when he left for seminary and did not visit him there, only gradually accepting his decision when he later joined the Jesuits. Personality and faith, Pope Francis acknowledges his shortcomings as an athlete, admitting he played soccer as a child but wasn't particularly skilled. In Argentina, there's a phrase for players like him, pata dura, meaning 2 left feet. From childhood, he was prone to nostalgia and melancholy, a trait that has remained with him. At one point, he even sought guidance from a Jewish psychiatrist whose wisdom he continues to value. However, he firmly believes joy is essential to faith, viewing sadness and anger as obstacles to spirituality. For over 40 years, he has prayed St. Thomas More's prayer for good humor daily. Views on television, politics, and his legacy. In 1990, Pope Francis gave up watching television after a single disturbing scene left him feeling spiritually unsettled. He later made exceptions for major world events, such as the September 11 attacks, but remains disconnected from mainstream media, even relying on a Swiss guard to update him on his favorite soccer team's standings. Unlike many Catholics who celebrated John F. Kennedy's election, Pope Francis was unimpressed by the excitement, finding it naive to equate political success with religious significance. Regarding his own passing, he has requested a simple funeral, rejecting elaborate traditions such as a raised platform or multiple caskets. He wishes to be buried at the Basilica of St. Mary Major in Rome, not in St. Peter's Basilica, emphasizing that the Bishop of Rome should be remembered as a humble pastor, not a worldly figure of power.